Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are dealing with a source that has let's call it a high barrier to entry title.
That's a gentle way of putting it.
Right. We're looking at a text centered on a figure named Mami Mia, the angel goddess of light.
It's a title that definitely sets off the new age alarm bells.
Oh, immediately.
You hear that and you expect sparkles, fanfare, maybe a demand for devotion.
Exactly. I went in expecting total spectacle, but the text itself it's actually a subversion of that. It seems to be arguing against the very idea of a flashy deity.
It is. The core argument is a complete redefinition of light.
Okay.
Usually we think of light as a show fireworks, a spotlight, something meant to dazzle you.
Mm-hmm.
This text frames light as awareness. It's not about being seen by others. It's about the act of seeing.
So it's the difference between a stage light pointing at a performer and, say, the ambient light in a room that just lets you see.
That's a perfect way to put it. The light that lets you see where the furniture is so you don't stub your toe.
Right.
And because it's not a show, the text emphasizes that this figure, Mami Mia, is quiet. She doesn't compete for attention. Her primary function is recognition.
And that leads to the central insight of the piece, this concept of enoughness.
Mm-hmm.
You are enough. I mean, it's the most overused phrase in self-help history.
It really is.
Does this text actually add anything new to that cliche, or is it just more affirmation fodder?
It actually strips the emotion out of it. It presents enoughness as a structural fact, not a compliment.
A structural fact.
Yeah, the phrase the source uses is existent without subtraction.
Existent without subtraction. I like that. It sounds almost mathematical.
Yeah, it is. It suggests that you don't need to add skills or remove flaws to be enough. If you exist, the equation is balanced. You're a complete integer. There's nothing missing from your reality.
But, okay, knowing that intellectually and actually feeling it are two very different things,
Oh, complete.
does the text bridge that gap?
It does, and this is where it gets practical. It offers a prerequisite. It says you can't feel enough until you engage in self-witnessing.
This is the instructional part. It got surprisingly physical here.
It did.
Noticing your breath, noticing your weight in the chair, things like that.
Right. It's trying to get you out of your head and into your actual coordinates in space. The text claims that this angel goddess notices the whole of you, the brave parts, sure, but also the parts you're ashamed of, the tender, hidden parts.
A total non-judgmental scan.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have this entity that sees us perfectly. We have a definition of worth that requires no effort. It sounds great, but I sensed a catch. There's a sort of if-then pivot in the second half of the text.
There is a condition, and this is probably the most complex part of the philosophy. The text says the gift of being seen, that sense of stability, is revealed, not granted.
Meaning it's already there, but we might just be missing it.
Precisely. It relies on what it calls reciprocal consciousness. The text asks a direct question. To receive my gift, do you notice me?
See, that's where it started to sound like a demand for worship to me. Pay attention to me.
I can see that, but I don't think it is. Think of it like a radio signal.
Right.
The broadcast is hitting your house 24/7. But if you don't turn the receiver on, if you don't tune in, the room stays silent.
So the music isn't being withheld from you?
No, you just aren't resonant with it.
So the catch is that you have to notice that you are being noticed.
Yes. Awareness, meeting awareness, it shifts the whole dynamic from a vertical relationship, God looking down on you, to a horizontal loop.
You feel held only when you acknowledge the holding.
Right.
That creates a really interesting feedback loop. If I'm sitting here worrying, am I doing this right? I'm focused on myself. I've broken the loop.
Anxiety is a collapse into the self. This method asks you to look outward, to locate the awareness that is locating you. When that connection locks in, that is when the enoughness stabilizes.
It stops being just an idea and becomes a sensation.
It's not about performance at all. It's just about capacity. Can you keep the circuit open?
It's a lot to chew on for a text with such a playful name.
It is.
It essentially asks us to start trying to be good and start trying to see clearly.
A shift from judgment to recognition.
We'll leave you with the final inquiry from the source. It's not an instruction, but something to check in with as you go about your day.
In the moment of being seen, are you able to notice the awareness itself?
Thanks for diving in with us.